Hello everybody, this is Fernando for the latest Urban Legends video. Alright, let's go ahead and let's mix this one in here while I'm continuing to do your aliens and UFO suggestions. The reason I wanted to do this one here is because I found a fabulous website called urbanlegendsonline.com, and there it's a nice little mishmash of multiple online urban legends all tucked into one very nice place. In fact, when I was looking at the information, I thought to myself, what a great way to share each of these urban legends here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to basically find and pick those that stand out, read them here, and then that way you'll be able to first hear the urban legend itself, and then I'll talk about it afterward. Really neat stuff. This is almost like some of those old books I used to read in school, where they would have a multitude of topics within the book itself, and then it's short and sweet. So really neat stuff. So the first one I'm going to talk about is the urban legend of the rat dog. The other one is the urban legend of the hungry snake. And then finally, there's a third one, an urban legend of the hot dog. So as you can see, it's going to be short stories or short entries, no known authors associated with them really. Just stuff that's been passed along the years that is now found on this really nice website. So without further ado, let's start with the first one called The Rat Dog. And here's what it says. The truck driver's wife works in Boston on the docks where this little white dog comes around at noon and everyone feeds it a little something for their lunch. The wife went home and asked her husband if he would mind if she got a dog. She told him about the stray that everyone has been feeding. He said that he didn't think that she wanted a dog. She said it would be nice company since he was away from home a lot, so he agreed. The next time she went to work, she saw the little stray dog as usual. Everyone gave him something to eat as she coaxed the dog into her car and brought him home. She washed, cleaned, and bathed him, and the dog slept with her in their bed that night and the next. The next day, she came home from work and found that the dog had actually eaten her beloved cat. Horrified, she was confronted with the gruesome sight of a large spot of blood on the floor, and all that remained was her cat's skull sitting nearby. The panicked woman called the veterinarian, who told her to bring the dog right in. He could not do anything for the cat, but the bones from the cat could do injury to the dog. And so she brought the dog in to see the vet and was in the waiting room when one of the vet techs nervously asked her to step into one of the rooms immediately. When she got into the room, the vet asked her where she got the dog, and she told her it was a stray she found where she works near the docks in Boston. The vet told her that the animal needed to be put down immediately. That stray that she had taken in was not a dog, but a 40-pound Cambodian rat that came in from one of the ships in the harbor. The rat was so big that it looked like a small dog with a little snub tail. Then that's it. That's everything associated with this urban legend called the rat dog. You'll see exactly what I'm talking about. Short and sweet, and it's almost like a telltale urban legend, something that somebody heard from somebody that heard from somebody else, and now it's here posted online, and I'm reading it to you here. So as you can see, this urban legend is about someone, in this case, a truck driver's wife, who apparently saw this white dog. Everyone thought it was a white dog. She fed it, she took it home, and then cleaned it up, and then to her shock, her cat was later eaten by the dog. Obviously that's shocking in of itself if a dog eats another animal, but it's not out of the realm. And so the doctor had called her in because he wanted to make sure that at least that dog could be kept safe because of the bones from the cat and so on. But then the examination found that it wasn't a dog, it was a rat, an oversized rat, a 40-pound Cambodian rat. And obviously that changed things to a whole different world. So crazy stuff. Next one is called the urban legend of the hungry snake. So here's what it says. There was a couple from Florida who owned a python. It was a very large snake and they've had it for a while. So they did not put it in a cage and they let it be free in the house. The couple started to become concerned when the snake stopped eating. All the snake would do is lay around, and occasionally it would slither onto their bed and then stretch its body out. They finally decided to take the snake to the veterinarian because it would not eat anything, even its favorite meals. The doctor did a thorough exam and then turned to the couple and said, You need to get rid of this snake immediately. It has been refusing his food because it's getting ready to eat you. When it stretches out, he's measuring how tall you are and if he can fit you in its body. And then there's another version of the urban legend that goes like this. There was a man living in India. He had kept snakes of all kinds, but his favorite was his python. The python was big and ate a lot. The man fed his snake regularly, but suddenly that snake stopped eating. He asked the local veterinarian what was wrong with the snake, but the vet replied, "Snakes are not my best area. I will phone the nearest zoo and get back to you on the matter." And so the man let his snake roam around the bedroom as he was defiantly not scared of snakes. The snakes just lied basically down on his bed perfectly straight, still not eating. And so the phone rang the next day and the vet shouted, "Get out of the house quickly." The reason for the vet saying this is that snakes starve themselves before a big meal. The snake was sizing up the snake lover to eat him later that same day, and so the snake had to be put down. Then that's it. That's everything associated with the urban legend of the hungry snake. I've never owned a snake in terms of like pets, or even probably the only ones I've seen is on a zoo and so on. So I have no idea how true this urban legend is. Some of you may be snake owners, so let me know. Do they really do that? Do they really stretch themselves out in terms of animals, like to see if it's their proper length? Or do they do other activity like stop eating whenever they're ready to eat a big meal? Somebody let me know in the comments below. There's bound to be somebody that has a snake as a pet in their home. And then the last one is a shorter one. It's called the hot dog, urban legend of the hot dog, and here's what it says. An old lady was asked to look after her neighbor's terrier dog, and being the kind heart lady that she was, she agreed. When taking the dog for a long walk, it started to rain. Hurrying back, the woman returned home. Both her and the terrier were soaked. The poor little animal was shivering and wanted to dry the dog, and so she decided to put the animal in the microwave for a short time. When the dog was put inside, the lady's phone rang, and upon answering, she was hooked into a conversation with her friend who had been in the hospital. When she ended the call, the microwave was still on. As she opened the microwave door, all that was left of the dog was a gory mess. And that's it. That's everything with the urban legend of the hot dog. I think this is one of those stories that probably did happen way back when, who knows how far back, if I had to guess, decades back, and it just lived on. There's bound to be, it's a story that seems so strange. How could somebody put an animal in a microwave thinking that it's a way to warm them up after they came out, I guess, from a long walk involving some cold rain? But there's that little part of me that thinks it's bound to have some truth. Some people would actually think that. And then, of course, they would forget about it and the microwave would continue on. And the rest, obviously, is the horrifying result. So I think that there's some truth in this. If somebody has more info on that, then let me know. Post it in the comments. But what do you guys think? Would you want me to do more of these in terms of these urban legends? I love these little nuggets when it comes to these short and sweet stories involving urban legends. Nice way to give my own thoughts. So post those comments below. All right, everybody. Thanks again as always. Take care.